Have you ever wondered that a brand like Apple, how are they able to dominate the market? We do have smart devices providers in the market, but no one is at the level that Apple, the dominant position that Apple is enjoying at the moment. We do not see other businesses enjoying it. And that's exactly what we want to learn. We want to learn about the economics behind a monopoly as a market structure, and how would that impact economic efficiency in the market. So let's have a look. So let's start with the diagram, and then we try to apply all the key concepts from the characteristics. So remember, monopoly means a single seller in the market. If they are the single seller in the market, it's easy for us to then relate that they are in a dominant position in the market, which will make them price makers. So remember, the moment any market structure has price makers, it will be having a downward sloping average revenue and marginal revenue curve. Why? Because they can influence the price and the quantity that they would like to sell in the market. So let's draw that on this graph. So we have a downward sloping average revenue curve, which is also known as the demand curve of the business, and a downward sloping MR curve, marginal revenue curve. So therefore, the first characteristic that we just spoke about, Apple as a business, they are strong price makers in the market, and they will use this position to influence the price and the quantity that they would like to serve or offer in the market. What else do we need to complete this diagram? We also need to understand that in order to see if a business is profitable, what is the cost of production for that business? So we are going to bring in marginal cost and average cost curves. So let's start. Average cost, a smiley face. And for marginal cost, we are going to draw an upward tick. Remember, marginal cost is always going to intersect with AC at its minimum. If they are price makers, definitely, as economic theory says, their main objective would be profit maximization. So we are going to use that objective of profit maximization on this diagram and see the level of profits that a monopolist can make in the market. So remember, where do we find profit maximization? Where MR equals MC. So this is the point of profit maximization. That means this is the quantity that the business is selling in the market. Now, where do I find the price from? The definition of average revenue is price per unit. Therefore, we are going to get the price that the business is going to charge in the market from our average revenue curve. So let's label this. This is the price and this is the quantity. Sorry, this is the cost, not the quantity. This is the cost that the business is incurring in production of the goods or the services that they are going to supply in the market. So in this case, it's very clear that price is way higher than average cost. So what will happen if price is greater than average cost? A business is making super normal profits. So that means I can shade this area and call it the area of supernormal profits. Good news for the business. They have supernormal profits. They can keep their investors, they can keep their shareholders happy. But then, is it good in terms of economic welfare if I'm thinking about the consumers, if I am thinking about the concept of consumer choice, or if I want to think about the concept of efficiency? So now, we have a basic idea of how this works through our diagram. Let's try to think that from the perspective of the market itself. So, we have some sad faces here and we have some winners in this case. Clearly, in this case, the winner is just the business itself, to be honest. So they are price makers. Why is that a bad news? When a business is a price maker, they are extracting consumer surplus and changing that into producer surplus. As a consumer, we don't have a choice because we are talking about a market which is not having a lot of suppliers, which will give us a very limited choice. The businesses, being profit maximizers, they understand that and they are going to charge high prices. So price maker in itself is not a bad news, but how are they going to change the prices and the quantity in the market? How are they going to control the market? That is something for us to be critical about. Is it good or is it bad for market welfare? Secondly, we are also talking about that when a business becomes highly dominant in the market, they would want to keep that position for as long as possible. Therefore, they are going to create barriers to entry. They are not going to make it so easy for the new businesses to compete with them. Again, not a good news for us as consumers because we are not getting a lot to choose from. We end up buying from these price makers either because you are brand loyal, which is the case in case of Apple, we all know that, right? Or as a consumer, I do not have choice, so that would lead to allocative inefficiency. So what is allocative inefficiency? When price is greater than marginal cost, that means as a consumer, we end up paying high prices. You can see from here that price is greater than the marginal cost of production. They are using that dominant position in the market and charging consumers high prices. What next? Overall, monopoly does not look like a good news for market welfare, for consumer welfare, because as a consumer, you are not getting a lot of choice. Competition is not there as much as it should be, so chances are that the market is not as innovative in terms of the variety and the quality of the goods and services that are being offered in the market. So that was something that we believe monopolies would lead to. However, not everything is lost, meaning monopolies have some positive sides to them as well. So let's have a look at that too. Now, when we are thinking about monopolies, we want to understand that not every industry should be having many sellers in the market. Some industries are highly specialized, they have a high fixed cost. So therefore, rather than having many businesses in the market, it's a good idea to have just one business in the market who could be efficient and could achieve economies of scale, which can possibly lead to low prices in the long run and improvement in production efficiency. So overall, what we want to understand from the positives of monopoly is that it is really depending on the nature of industry we are talking about. For some industries, we need competition. But in some industries, highly specialized industries which are core sector industries, it makes sense to have a natural monopoly which could be regulated and monitored by the government. Also, we understand, we just had a look at the diagram, that the businesses are making supernormal profits. And why are they good? When the businesses are able to make high profits, they are able to expand, they are able to grow, they are able to invest in research and development, which again we can talk about, or we believe they would be able to provide us with innovative and better quality products. So that was all about the basic idea of monopolies and how would they impact various economic agents. I hope you liked the video. Have a good day.